call on Maria Meno, Kapakingi.
Tēnā koe te pika, tēnā tātou. Tūana rā I te pōuriuri anganui ana ki tēnei paupau pupuru kōrero. Ānei ngā puta ki te ao mārama. E ara, hei ngā manua kua irihia ki runga tēnā no tātou katoa. E rere rā ko ngā tangi kōrero, ko ngā tangi tikanga, ko ngā tangi roimata ki rungi ki enei ki ngā purapura ora kia tupu kere kere, kua tupu wana wana. Tēnā tātou. My hope is that we see the full whakapapa of this report as opposed to just the letters and numbers on the paper. That we see the sickening irony of the phrase abuse in care. That we see the faces of all the innocent babies who have died in these Pākehā institutions, with some of their bones laying underneath unmarked graves. This world may have forgotten you, but your tupuna won't. And I know your kuia, hine nui te pō, will be loving you now in a way this world did not have the heart to do. Moi mai rā koutou. That we see the faces who were hated and abused because they were brown, because they loved in their own way, because they were different, because they were born without the privileges that able-bodied people enjoy. Faces that longed for ones like theirs to tell them who they are, to speak to their wairua through the reo and tikanga of their tupuna, to say they love them, to make them whole. Faces that screamed over and over into an empty void, completely devoid of aroha, completely devoid of care. To all of you beautifully made mokopuna, I see you, I see your pain, but I also see your power. Ko tō mana, no Hawaii ki mai, no rangiātea mai, aha ko te aha e kore e ngaro. You have a just rage within that you shake the world, e hoa mā, let it out. The release of this 3,000-page report, culminating from 6 years of hearing truth and pain, is by no means an end point. It is just the beginning. It has proved to the world beyond any form of doubt the reality of state and church-sanctioned abuse over generations within a system which on paper is meant to care and protect tamariki. It also proves that for years, successive governments have spent more time, effort and money trying to hide that reality, to save its own reputation as opposed to saving the lives of innocent children. And today, I say to the Pākehā state, you must answer to your crimes against all tamariki. That you have made and watched suffer. The bare minimum response, financial compensation, and enacting all 138 recommendations in this report. And let me say this. When I hear comments like, you know, we thought this was a great country, we never could possibly do this, it's such a privileged statement. Māori, for way too long, have absolutely felt the despise, the distaste, the horror of what Pākehā systemic racism hands to us, right? So absolutely, It is not a shock to us. It is not a surprise. It is not a surprise to Maori at all that these things occurred then and that they occur right now as I'm standing here giving this speech. All roads must lead to Te Tiriti o Waitangi. My tupuna did not sign Te Tiriti to watch their mokopuna die. We are the only ones that can care and love for our own. So, hands off our mokopuna. The best chance we have of protecting our tamariki from state abuse is to keep them out of it in the first place. Our tamariki Māori currently make up 70% of those in state custody, and further, they make up 80% of the currently abused by the state. Imagine the next policy that's going to roll out in the next 2 years. Imagine what that's going to look like. We must dismantle this institution now. Relevant communities, including iwi, hapu, whānau, must be resourced to shape the destinies of their own babies. For us, for Te Pāti Māori, this looks like Mokopuna Māori Authority, which will prioritise Indigenous care models and empower communities. These thoughts aren't a theory. And I just heard my whanaunga, me. And that's because her and I know that working in the department at times back in the late 80s and 90s, we saw it, we fought against it, and still they refused to hear it then. So I mihi to every single whānau member in this house that could make it, and to the thousands that couldn't. We're with you, we see you. Kia kahala tātou.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. That concludes this debate on this motion. Is there to be a waiata at all? No? Okay. Okay. I call on government.